Beloved ones, imagine walking through this world with the ability to be unshakable, an inner strength so powerful that no comment, action, or external situation can affect your peace. Imagine a life where tranquility and calm are your natural states, where you are not dragged by the turbulence around you. Today, we will discover together how to master our emotions and, in doing so, stop being ruled by them, creating a space of serenity amid chaos. The first key to achieving this emotional balance is emotional detachment. It seems like something difficult to understand, doesn't it? After all, in such a reactive world, where everything around us pulls us toward quick and intense responses, how can we simply observe our emotions without identifying with them? But Buddhist wisdom teaches us that our emotions do not have to be a sentence. They are not who we are. They are merely feelings that arise, and that, with practice, we can learn to observe without losing ourselves in them. Let's practice this together. When someone says something that would normally throw you off balance, take a deep breath before reacting. Pause. Observe what you are feeling. Are you angry? Frustrated? Feeling threatened? By identifying and welcoming these feelings without judgment, you are already beginning to create distance between yourself and the emotion. Imagine your emotions as clouds in the sky. They will pass. This is emotional detachment, the power to observe without being consumed, without being dragged by the tide of immediate reaction. When we begin to understand that anger or fear does not define who we are, we become capable of acting more calmly and reflectively. This change in perspective may seem small, but in truth, it is revolutionary. You cease to be a hostage of circumstances and take the reins of your own peace. In our journey toward calm and emotional control, let us continue exploring how our mind can be trained to create this space of serenity. In the next step, we will learn how to reprogram our mental patterns and respond to life's challenges with wisdom and clarity. Are you ready to continue? In the previous part, we learned to observe our emotions with detachment. Now it is time to explore how we can reprogram our minds to strengthen this practice and transform the way we react to the world around us. Often, we are enslaved by our automatic thoughts, which generate a cycle of frustration, anger, and despair. But the good news is that the mind, just like the emotions, can also be trained. One of the greatest secrets to freeing ourselves from impulsive reactions lies in changing the way we think. In Buddhism, the practice of mental reprogramming begins with a simple yet powerful technique. What if? This simple exercise can help us break free from the reactive thinking pattern and open doors to a new perspective. When something happens that would normally cause us anger or frustration, instead of falling into the trap of questioning and intensifying the suffering with questions like, "Why did this happen?" or "What did they mean by that?" we ask ourselves, what if this is a lesson for me? What if this situation is an opportunity for growth? By adopting this mental shift, we are not only reducing the intensity of our anger or frustration, but we are opening ourselves up to learning and emotional expansion. This practice allows us, instead of feeding our negative feelings, to see the situation from a more empathetic and constructive angle. For example, instead of getting angry at criticism, you can ask yourself, what can this criticism teach me about myself? Instead of focusing on the personal attack, you begin to focus on the opportunity for transformation that the situation offers. This allows you to have a more thoughtful response, less impulsive and, consequently, more peaceful and constructive. This change in perspective allows us to take control of our minds. By beginning to see the world in a more curious and less reactive way, we become masters of our emotional balance. Reprogramming our minds to see each challenge as an opportunity, not as a threat, transforms the environment around us. When we are able to cultivate this space of curiosity and learning, we open the doors to a more serene and balanced response. In the next step, we will talk about the importance of taking complete control of our emotions and how this provides us with true inner freedom. Beings of light, now that we have explored the importance of cultivating emotional detachment and how to reprogram the mind to create a more serene response to the world around us, the time has come to understand one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves: emotional sovereignty. This concept, deeply rooted in Buddhism, teaches us that we are the masters of our own emotional realm. No one, absolutely no one, has the power to make you feel anything unless you allow it. This realization is liberating because it places the responsibility for our emotions in our own hands, not in the hands of others. When we begin to understand that we are responsible for our reactions, something very powerful happens. The power to remain calm and centered, regardless of external circumstances, is a transformative skill. When someone tries to throw us off balance, whether with aggressive words or provocative actions, we have a choice: to react impulsively or to stay calm and choose our response. True emotional freedom comes when we make the conscious decision not to allow anyone to control how we feel. Practicing emotional sovereignty is recognizing that the way we feel is our choice, not something imposed by external factors. This does not mean that we will not feel anger or sadness, but rather that we have control over how we deal with these emotions. The practice of recognizing that the emotion is ours, but that the way we respond to it is also ours, gives us a space of freedom. Instead of reacting impulsively, we can give ourselves time to breathe, reflect, and decide the best way to respond with wisdom and peace. Imagine, beloved ones, what your life would be like if you could stop and remember this power every time you felt a wave of anger or frustration. Instead of allowing those emotions to consume you, you would choose to be the observer of them, without identifying with them. Over time, you would become stronger, more balanced, and more capable of navigating life's adversities without losing your inner peace. And finally, as we practice emotional sovereignty, we open the doors to the fourth step: energy transmutation. This practice allows us to transform intense emotions, such as anger, into fuel for personal growth and inner transformation. But for this to be possible, we must first understand that all energy is valuable and can be directed toward something positive. When we feel challenged, we can choose to redirect the energy of anger toward something constructive, like creativity or focusing on our goals. Dear being of light, now that you understand how to take the reins of your emotions and how to transform impulsive reactions into a space of reflection, it is time to integrate these steps into your daily life. With the continued practice of emotional sovereignty, you will discover a power within yourself that you never imagined you possessed. And the best part, with each passing day, you will become more the master of your own emotional reality, calmer, more balanced, and above all, happier. How will you apply these teachings in your life today? Write in the comments what you are going to do to take control of your emotion. Let's grow together on this journey,